AITA for rejecting the worst name ever for our offspring? So, my husband, 38M, and I, 36F, are expecting our first child, a bouncing baby girl due in a few months. We were both over the moon when we found out the gender, but now things have gotten complicated, to say the least. See, when we first started talking about names, the boy name was immediately decided, Stuart Jr., after my husband. No problem there, it's a classic name and carries family meaning. But, for a girl, things got murky. My husband suggested Stuarta. No, you're not having a stroke. Apparently, his logic is that since Stuart ends in T, we can just add an A to make it feminine. I tried explaining why that doesn't quite work, how it sounds more like a furniture brand than a human name, how she'd be endlessly correcting people and explaining its origin. He's adamant though, says it honors him while giving our daughter a unique name. I've suggested alternatives, feminine names that maybe share a similar sound or meaning to Stuart, names he's mentioned liking in the past, even just going back to the drawing board entirely. But he's fixated on Stuarta. Now, I love my husband dearly, and I understand wanting to honor family. But I can't imagine subjecting our daughter to a lifetime of awkward stares and endless questions about her unusual name. I also worry about potential bullying and the impact it could have on her self-esteem. So, Reddit, am I the jerk for refusing to budge on Stuarta? Is there any compromise I haven't considered? Help a soon-to-be mama out. TLDR, husband wants to name our daughter after himself, in a really, really bad way. I think it's terrible and will set her up for a lifetime of awkwardness. AITA? Looking forward to your thoughts and, hopefully, some sanity checks. Edit, please, no suggestions for other names. The man clearly has a theme, and I need to gently steer him away from it, not fuel the fire. Update, AITA for rejecting the worst name ever for our offspring? First, the good news, we have a beautiful, healthy baby girl. She weighed in at 7 pounds 4 ounces and already has the most incredible head of dark hair. Seriously, where did that come from? Labor was a marathon, not a sprint, 18 hours of fun, but the amazing nurses kept me fueled up on ice chips and cheesy encouragement. Now, for the not-so-good news, the name situation. Buckle up, because this might take a minute. Right before pushing started, things got a little heated between me and Stuart. Apparently, the stress of contractions made him even more attached to Stuarta. He was pacing the room, muttering about family legacy while I was doing some very impressive Lamaze breathing exercises. Suddenly, my water broke with a rather impressive pop. Let's just say it startled everyone in the room, including Stuart. The nurse, bless her heart, took advantage of the distraction and very calmly started prepping for delivery. Everything after that was a blur of pushing, encouraging words, and the most amazing head of dark hair emerging into the world. The second our daughter was out, screaming her little lungs out, a wave of pure, primal love washed over me. It was in that moment, staring at this tiny, perfect human being, that the name debate completely evaporated. There was no way I could call this beautiful little girl Stuarta. So, what did we end up with? In the haze of postpartum bliss, I blurted out the first name that popped into my head, the name of the incredible nurse who'd coached me through labor, Ella. Yes, Ella. Not exactly the most adventurous choice, but in that moment, it felt perfect. Strong, steady, kind, just like the woman who'd helped bring our daughter into the world. Stuart, bless his confused heart, just looked at me, then at our daughter, then back at me again. Finally, he let out a shaky laugh and said, Ella it is. Thanks for all the support and hilarious, Stuarta, comparisons. Here's to sleepless nights, endless diaper changes, and the incredible journey of parenthood.